morning and welcome to another edition of Roadhouse Last Call. Roadhouse Last Call, the morning show that talks about stuff. Lots of stuff. Today, we are joined by the Benda. We are joined by a Stockington. And we have to get into, at some point, Stockington being up all night. Dreaming about the rising wedge on the dollar. We must talk about this at some point. Bender, how are you, sir?
Good morning. I'm good.
Good. Bender's good. He said morning, but then he said good. So kind of, sort of, maybe good morning. Maybe.
I said good morning. Maybe I cut out, but I did say good morning.
And you must have.
Good. Okay. Glad we
all right,
figured
so,
that out.
So there were suches and whatnots last night, and suches and whatnots in the morning. Narrative hasn't changed. Fed's still mentally retarded. Got that. Everybody get that. Locked and loaded, like 100% there. That's going to be the story until it's not. Going to be the story until it's not. All about the Fed. All about the Fed. They're playing chicken with themselves. Market is just like, whatever, dude. Literally, the market is like, whatever, right? We're going to play your game, but the Fed is literally playing with themselves right now, trying to figure out exactly how they can create messaging to make them look not as fucking stupid as they've looked over the last year and a half. So there you have it. Data this morning came in at about flat, expected, whatever you want to call it. Off the heels of yesterday's data, kind of makes yesterday look really fucking stupid in a lot of ways. So we got that going for us too. More data coming out tomorrow, retail sales, which again could be something that everybody wants to point to and talk about. We are a consumer-based economy. So let's see what the consumer's up to tomorrow when it comes to that. We also get jobs numbers. We also have, is OPEX this week, Bender, Friday?
Yes. We have.
We also have.
We have triple witching.
We get three witches. We get three witches, and then we get the Federal Reserve next week talking about how they're confused about life. So that'll be fun also. Look, this is the environment. I think you really have to play what you see in an environment like this. It's very difficult to set and forget it unless you're willing to deal with the consequences of the fluctuation, which means if you're playing short-term options, if you're holding fluctuation, it's probably not a good idea. Probably not a good thing. Flow is going to be important. Yesterday we saw a good amount of covering towards the end of the day. Very controlled. We did not get a move up. We did not towards the end of the day, even with all the covering. We did see call selling on the VIX, which I thought was interesting. And we did have the dollar basically closing at what I would call resistance, and that is pulled back a little bit. So that's kind of the table being set. With OPEX, they never like to pay the heavy side. Right now, the heavy side is on puts, not on calls. So I would imagine that they're going to do whatever they can to make that really uncomfortable for put holders today, even if it's a pop and chop. I think that's definitely something that could be in the cards. With that being said, Mr. Benda, what do you have for us on lines, levels, and things that you're watching?
All right. Yeah, I have some good stuff. We are currently, get the updated number, 39.6425. I think early on here the key is going to be 39.50. If we're above 39.50 and can maintain 39.50, then I think we target 39.75, the first target. If we open up and drop below 39.50, come up and test it and reject, then it targets 39.20 as the first target. So levels just above. Let's see. So 39.63, 39.66 is the 20 MA on the 60 minute. Above that, you got that 39.75 that I said was going to be the first target. That's the previous resistance. 39.82 is the 10 MA on the daily, and 39.79 half was the overnight high. So 39.79 half overnight high, just above that, that 39.82 is the 10 MA on the daily, and then above that, 39.99 is the 89 on the daily. Levels below, 39.38 was yesterday's low. 39.20 previous support, also trend line support. Obviously, we talked about those 39.20s yesterday. And then you got the whole number of 3900, and then 38.85 previous support. That's also the 1618 extension from yesterday's drop. So those are kind of the levels just above and just below. Here's a chart with some of those numbers on it for you. I'm trying to work on this chart and continue to simplify it as much as possible, so that the initial targets, that kind of initial pivot line 39.50 that I gave, along with some of those moving averages, are easier to decipher. That red box at the top there, that is the gap from yesterday. So that kind of shows you where that comes in, shows you that 39.50, the target above and below, and then some of those moving averages. And you can see that that trend line, the white trend line, along with the blue parallel channel, that down channel that we're in.
Very nice. Yeah, no, that definitely helps paint the picture.
That's all I got.
So, okay, no, Bender, no, you're not getting off that easy. Nobody. What's your lean? What's your tilt?
Well, like I said, I don't really have one until I see the open, but if I had to, I would say that there's a good chance that it's choppy, that we get chopped today. Yesterday, fun fact, the range yesterday was like 236 handles, which is ridiculous. I think that is something like 2.5 times the normal range, the normal daily range. So we had a lot of range yesterday. I think we are cycle day 3. I think we could see some chop.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, it is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Yeah.
And we know how they like to do it. Again, I'll say that a balance of flow is sitting on the bear side, is sitting on the put side. If they don't get a move today, there's going to be some very anxious individuals that were loading heavy money, that are going to feel more of a need to close out than bull feels a need to hit long, and that's that creates chop. So they can either create controlled covering, which we saw a little bit of yesterday. That's why I kept on waiting for an end of day, like a real fucking candle, but they kept it controlled.
Yeah, we never got it.
So they kept it controlled. We are severely, oversold on the shorter time frames. I was going through last night. I was like, it's like you can't get any more oversold on a shorter time frame.
Don't say that.
No, but you really can't. The meter doesn't go anymore. It's like that's it. That's all we got. It can stay there, but it's rare that it does, based off a data point that was in some ways contradicted this morning. So now what? What are we doing? We sold off of a data point. And all you fucking chart dorks and all you people said, like, yeah, well, kind of, sort of, maybe. It's like, no, motherfucker, to the second data point drop. Fuck your chart. Data point drop. Fuck your chart.
You still can't say fuck the chart.
I can't. I totally can, because it's like, no, because it didn't dump 30 seconds before that. It dumped exactly at that. I can say fuck your chart.
Okay, but like we always say, whether it's a data point whether it's whatever the reason is, right? You don't look necessarily at the chart as the sole reason for a move. You look at the chart so that when that data point hits and we start making moves, again, that the rally before the drop took us exactly to the midpoint of that channel, right? So they coincide. Now the data and the narrative and everything else can control direction, but we go to the chart for when it was rallying before that data came out. If you had a bearish tilt, you'd go, well, it's right at the midpoint that has acted as a level of support or resistance. And if you're laying bearish, it's like that's your opportunity to get in, in what you would consider to be the top right before that data released. And then on the drop, we came down and we hit a previous trend line, and that's where we bounced. So you can't say fuck the chart. You can say the chart didn't cause the drop.
Oh no,
no, but it
oh
tells
no.
us where we go.
What I'm saying, hang on a second. What I'm saying specifically is, are individuals out there be like, well, the chart said, well, the chart said, well, the chart also said that there were several lines of support yesterday that got demolished.
Absolutely.
Chart said,
Yeah.
It's like no. That big red candle did not come in 30 to 45 seconds before the data. No, it did not.
Right.
Did not come in an hour before, not a day before. No, at the exact precise second it came. Charts are reactionary. Data is catalyst. That's it.
Well, and we can also
Charts are
add
after the
in
fact.
2 days ago, Kramer was bullish and said the bottom.
Who the fuck watches this guy anymore? Who listens to this
I
guy?
don't. I just think it's hilarious that, if you look at the statistics on the number of stocks that he's called out, that he is like, and how many of them have like completely disappeared. It's just insane. I don't know how somebody can honestly be wrong that consistently. It's comical.
Oh, we've seen plenty of them through the years.
This morning he says the bear market isn't over.
I thought he said it was over.
Well, he did 2 days ago.
He's very conflicted. I wonder
Yeah,
what medication he's on.
Yeah.
All right. So I know, man, Bender, you have no idea that rising wedge on the dollar. Stockington was sitting there. He was priming the pump all night. I think he's ready. I think he's ready to unleash the beast. What you got there,
mean lots of
Stockington?
different things, but yeah, let's. He was
Oh,
priming the
man.
pump all night. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just sit at home and hope I get to see a rising wedge someday. But
It's rising. Okay.
something's rising over there. Okay. Levels, tickers. Sun with a good, always keeping good track of those dark pools. So we'll work that in. Once again, the big money must be watching my watch list. Somebody hit NVIDIA with 299 million, according to Mr. Sunman, at 131.65. So why don't we just use that as the put trigger? It was only off by a couple pennies. And then I had a line here to the upside, 132.55. That's what I'll be watching on NVIDIA. Then we've got Tesla. No change in terms of what I had put out last night. They hit Tesla with a decent sized dark pool yesterday at 293.65. So we'll be watching to see if we break above that. And then I had a line at 291.1. Pretty aggressive there on the put trigger. I saw Swan also has Tesla on his list. He went with a more conservative put trigger down at 289.3. And then the other one that I had on the list was MU. I just liked this dark pool that came in last night at 53.62. That was 44 million. Decent relative volume on the MU, and it's been getting flow as well lately. So good one to keep an eye out. And then for MU to potentially go long, we'd be looking at 54.1. Otherwise, that is all I got.
You gonna let him?
All
off
right,
the
that's all the
hook
man
like you
has.
did me?
We have 25 minutes to open. Let's see how they want to settle it out here a little bit coming into open. They are selling the VIX off a little bit. When I say a little bit, I mean a little bit.
Why is it that you
Um,
make you don't like?
But-
Why don't you make him play the freaking F to A game?
I already said it. I think we get a strong retracement and fail today.
No, you said
Um,
it, but you didn't ask him. Okay, do you think the call trigger is gonna fire, or do you think the put trigger is gonna fire?
You know what?
Because
You're right. Hey, Stockington, damn it.
He probably
You,
already
you
left.
need. You still
I'm
there,
here.
Stockington? You're there. Let's hear it, boy. Let's hear it. What you got?
I'm James Bond now.
Which way are you looking to fire on these triggers?
I mean,
I think you're right. Bender brings up a great point. None of this fucking fence riding bullshit. Call your shot, boy.
all right. I guess I've got a good head for pointing guns at or something.
Well, or a good anus to fist, because we don't play gun to head anymore.
Oh, that's out, man.
Oh
you
yeah,
guys changed
We
changed the
don't
game
trust the
quick.
people in here to not take.
You
that
really
literally.
don't.
Okay. I mean, I guess like the market keep us on our toes. I mean, like at this point, Nvidia looks so freaking beaten down. Like, just go up now, right? Like, at some point, we just have to go back up. I mean, and SPY, so SPY's bouncing off some crazy trend lines. It kept bouncing sort of near this area. I mean, the last autumn was 388.4, so it's like we've got to find some stuff to bounce off here at some point. So slight lean up, but anything could happen. UVXY also has this dark pool below, so 1032. But yeah, that's what I got. If I was paying, what are we playing now?
You're playing fist to anus.
Okay, well, that's all I got on that one.
Cool.
I think I don't know that he answered the question, though,
Oh.
man.
He said slight lean up.
Get the fists
Okay.
away from
Okay,
everywhere.
that's fair. That's fair. Slight. You know, it's all about baby steps. Maybe tomorrow we'll get a firm one.
God.
Maybe. All right. We got 21 minutes and some change. We see the setup. We see where we're at. I am absolutely looking for an oversold bounce to someplace, maybe 398, maybe 399 on an overshoot, and possibly fail. That's what I'm kind of looking for in a lot of ways. So that's where my eyes are set. Flow is going to tell me what's up, and I'm going to go ahead and play it like I see it. I'm going to go take a walk. I'll be back. We'll see you soon.